Do not watch this. Well, do watch this because we do spend an hour on it. But, Sleep No More. Stop the theme tune. Sleep No More doesn't have a theme tune. What did we think of that? Welcome to Doctor Who Time and Space, episode 134.
Here we are again. Must be a week since we were last here. I can't believe it.
We sat down to watch the Zygon inversion last week, and we gave that high praise. I gave it a 7.6. I think you gave it a 7.3 or 4.
7.
A 9.
I was going to say.
Sorry, 9. I gave it a 9.6.
Yeah.
You gave it a 9.
Something. Like, I think I gave it a 9.4, and then you told me that I couldn't do that because it was higher than what I'd given the previous one, which I reckon was better.
Yeah,
I think so,
but I reckon last week's was better than the one before, which I gave a 9.4. I keep getting my 9s and 7s muddled up.
Right, welcome, by the way.
I'm Lewis May.
And I'm Dee Cool. We are your hosts today.
And today we are going to be reviewing Sleep No More, which was last week's highly experimental story. But was it good enough to be a follow-up to that massive, amazing Zygon 2-parter?
Wow, there we go. You'll find out shortly when we start reviewing it. We've also, we'll be doing a bit of a preview for tonight's episode, Face the Raven.
Which looks like it's going to be a very big one.
Uh-huh.
We have our top companion exits because, Face the Raven it is probably going to be the last one with Clara. There were rumours, however, they have kind of confirmed it in a lot of places, but at the same time, it looks like she's going to be in the finale.
So who knows? Maybe be flashbacks. Who knows? And then finally, the other thing we'll have on this week's show is some various news and views from the Who universe.
Yes, lots of things.
Lots of stuff to get
including rubbish owls and other stuff.
So let's kick off, shall we, with the review from last week's episode. So can you remind us what it was called again?
Sleep No More.
Sleep No More.
And as you noticed, we only had the theme tune in Faint of Doctor Who Time and Space. We were debating whether to have it on, but just as jokey effect, we used it as one of our jokes.
We did. Yeah.
So do you want to give a roundup? Because I gave a roundup last week. It's hard to give a roundup, I know, but you have to.
I will give you a rough roundup. The episode starts with I've forgotten the character's name already. Is it Professor Rasmus? Is that his name?
Gagan Rasmussen.
Rasmussen. And he's warning people about if they watch this video, do not watch it. If you do, beware, something horrible things are going to happen to you. Blah blah.
Do not watch it, so you can never unsee it.
That's it. Yeah. So that's the warning. Very reminiscent of Japanese horror film and the American remake, The Ring.
That's what they said on Emergency Awesome, didn't they?
It's quite true. It is.
Yeah.
Very true. But you obviously wouldn't have seen that because you've not seen the horror films before. But it is definitely like that. Because the whole thing with the Ring is around a video. If you watch it, you're going to die. And this has got sort of similar connotations to it. So there's this sort of crew running around this space station-y thing in the future. I can't remember which future. Is it the 34th century or something like that?
38.
38th century. And basically, people are being bumped off. Yeah.
For you.
Yeah. Oh dear. And basically, the Doctor and Clara appear. I can't remember why they appear, but they do. All the time, we're seeing the footage as if it's been shot from like a CCTV camera or helmet cams, that sort of thing. So they bump into the doctor, who sort of, little bits and bobs happen, and effectively they find out that there's these sort of sleep capsules for the what's the name of the experiment now? The Greek god of sleep. What's the
Morpheus?
Morpheus, yeah. The Morpheus experiment, which basically means that when people sort of go in it, they get like a whole night's sleep. Within minutes.
Isn't it like a whole month's?
Can be, yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. So, which the doctor thinks is disgusting because it's sort of cheating people of sleep, and it's obviously having fairly terrifying consequences here. Because as it turns out, what you've got, and the doctor soon fathoms, is that because people are sleeping so much, all of the sleepy dust that forms in their eyes is sort of materializing into these strange creatures, which we later call Sandmen.
Sandman, will you sing me a song? Bum, 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 bum.
And they're sort of walking around the space station, bumping people off.
Should I give my overall thoughts?
Yeah, that's probably enough of a story. Like,
so
I right there, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I wouldn't have been able to give that much of a story because I was really tired while the episode was on. I know you were, but even the doctor didn't get what was going on.
That was one of the funniest bits to me in the whole episode, when right near the end, the doctor sort of goes back into the TARDIS and sort of says something like, I don't really understand what's going on. And I can't remember these exact words, but it's something to that effect. And I remember thinking to myself, that's strange, because I've been watching this for 40 minutes and I haven't got the foggiest what's going on either.
So I'm going to share my thoughts. So I thought it was a very experimental story, and I really liked the concept and everything. And the monsters were cool, but I was a bit disappointed. I knew it was going to be one of the weaker ones, but I didn't know it was going to be the weakest one in the series.
Might not be yet.
At the moment.
Okay.
But I mean, at the moment, and I think it will be by the end, because I don't see the finale and tonight's episode are gonna be worse than it. But I liked bits of it. There's always good bits. And I don't think it's as bad as some people make it out to be, because it did something different. Doctor Who's never done that sort of thing, and the camera perspective and everything was very interesting. The supportive cast were a tiny bit, a bit of a letdown.
More than a bit of a letdown, I would say.
Yeah, but we got some good performances again from Peter Capaldi, Jenna Coleman, and Reece Shearsmith. So an experimental episode, but Mark Gatiss could have done a lot better.
Yeah. Would you like to hear my thoughts?
Yes.
Okay. Well, he said. No, I already said that. What is my take on it? I think first up, I agree with your thoughts about it being experimental, and I think that's a really positive thing, because I think it's great that Doctor Who can be experimental.
It can do anything, really.
And it's one of the advantages of the program, as we've said on many occasions. So I wouldn't want to discourage them from doing anything different. But I think whilst I was watching it, I was thinking, this is going to be interesting to see what people make of this episode. I imagine it's going to be very split. And that was definitely the case, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it ranged from people saying, I hate that, it's the worst episode of Doctor Who ever, to other people saying, I love that.
And when the episode actually ended, I was actually like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know where I'm going to rank it. I don't know what score I'm going to give it, because I like some parts of it. But I sort of grew into it as the episode went along. At the beginning, I was disappointed a lot. But then as it went on, I was quite enjoying it. So that there was some point, like 10 minutes in, where it just got me more excitable about it.
The strange thing about it is, I know it's really cold in the studio today. I could see you shivering a second ago. What got me about it was, whilst I've sort of said about how positive it was doing something different, and the main thing about being different is it's all done from a sort of point of view camera, very much like what they've done with things like Blair Witch Project and the paranormal, I think they're called, films, where you see it from the eyes of the beholder, sort of thing. And then, you know, that's fine, that works really well, but I found that really distracting, and I found it was making me feel a little bit sick in the same way as if I was to sit down and play one of those games like what's it called? Call of Duty, isn't it? The
Call of Duty.
Yeah. Sorry, the shoot up game. I'd feel really queasy because I don't like all the real fast movement when you see it in those sorts of angles, and that's what I found a little bit with this episode. I found that I think one of the reasons why I was confused as to what was going on was because my eyes were getting really confused by the way that it was filmed. Now I know that equally a lot of people really like that, but I struggled with that.
I get where you're coming from, actually. I really liked the way how it kept switching between characters, and sometimes it made you guess whose perspective is this from. Usually you could guess, but sometimes you didn't actually know whose camera it was from.
Yeah, I mean,
it was quite interesting to see each of the characters' perspectives of what was going on, instead of just having the camera focusing on all of the cameras from our point of the view. So we actually get a bit of the fourth wall breaking kind of sometimes.
It was an odd one, really, and the odd thing about it is what you said there about the different perspectives. I didn't necessarily, possibly because I was tired, and possibly because my brain.
I was tired though.
But I didn't really cotton on to the fact that we were seeing it from different people's perspectives at the time.
You?
No, but there's a sort of a moment in it, and it's possibly my favourite line in the whole episode.
What about the space pirates?
Oh, actually, you're right. There was two really favourite lines. You're right. The first one was when Doctor and the Doctor and Clara first come into it, and they're talking about going to a restaurant, and she says, "Can you take me to a space restaurant?" And the Doctor says something along the line of, "Just because you've written the word space in front of it doesn't make it more exciting," or whatever. Why is it humans do that? And then a few minutes later, the crew, when they're talking, sort of say something about being attacked by space pirates, and Clara says, "See?" No, I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah. But the other line was about the helmet cams, wasn't it? There were no helmet cams.
What I loved about it is the bit before that where Clara said something, and then the Doctor comes up with this long speech, and then he went, "Wait, Clara, what was that you said 1.83 seconds ago?" Or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just like the exactness of that statement just made me chuckle. Really liked that.
Yeah.
Other bits I liked.
Yeah, is this our favourite bits section now?
Our favourite bits, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your, apart from those little bits, because they were really funny, what's your favourite bit?
I like, now everyone's going to say this because it's quite a hard thing. It's quite a hard episode to choose favourite bits. It's the ending scene when, spoilers, and...
We've got to do a spoiler alert again, didn't we, at the beginning?
Yeah, we kind of did a spoiler alert, but very, very not. There was a bit when Rasmussen wiped the sleep dust out of his eye, and he turned out to be one of those creatures. It was such a really cool reveal, and quite unexpected. So it was quite a good review. It creeped me out when I was watching it, and I was thinking, I didn't know what to think of it when it was first on, but the more I thought about that scene, I thought that was quite a good scene in the episode, and one of the best bits about it.
Let's see, have I got this right? because I still can't fully say that I understand the episode.
No.
Because what if I'm right? What the basis of it was that the little flashes that happened in the video
Yeah.
were in effect the bit that
That changed
implanted
the
into your brain about the sleepy dust stuff, isn't it?
Well, I don't know about the flashes. I was thinking when the episode was on that the flashes were the bits that changed the character perspective. Like,
I think he reveals at one point in that final sequence as his face is collapsing. So think about how the little flashy bits are sending messages to your brain, which affects like the sleepy dust thing.
Oh, okay.
I think, and then when you then go into the sleeping capsule, presumably because that's changed the signal in your brain, that would create another.
Oh, I was thinking that it was the characters changing. Like, I was thinking that.
I think you were meant to think that until the end.
Yeah.
But as I say, I was getting really confused with it. What did you make? What did you think of the whole concept of monsters created from sleeping dust?
I thought it was quite a weak idea for a monster. They look cool and they look quite creepy. However, I think they could have used a stronger idea, and it's a bit childlike.
Yeah.
A bit. However much it scares. It's an idea that scares children. The sleep dust thing. It's a bit childlike, if that makes sense.
I didn't like that bit very much either. I think they could have gone with the same sort of concept without having sleep, because the whole idea
I
of
like
sleep
the
dust monsters it just seems a bit silly.
I like the Morpheus thing. I like the ending, but some of the concept of of the creatures is quite weak. I like the way how you didn't actually see the monsters really. You only saw little glimpses of them. So it was quite interesting to see that because of the perspectives of the camera and everything. Because usually, probably if that was an episode which wasn't like that, all the flashy bits and all the perspectives of the camera, probably I think that the creatures would have been seen much more. But I like the way how they weren't really.
Yeah,
it's quite of a build-up.
What did you think? I mean, you touched on it a little bit earlier when you talked about the supporting cast. But to me, and this isn't any, I'm not having a dig at any of the actors and actresses, but they didn't really have any strength, did they? The writing didn't give them any character at all, other than possibly Grunt. The Grunt? Because I like that idea, the idea of the sort of like characters that are just sort of cloned in many ways, just purely understanding the war sort of side of it.
Which one?
The Grunt was the sort of the woman that used to be a man.
474.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, at 474, which was a Grunt.
Yeah.
I think.
But 474 transcended jump.
Yeah.
Grunt.
Yeah. So I quite. I mean, of all of the characters, that was probably the best one. I found what was it the woman kept saying? There was something she kept saying. Yes, kitten or something. Kitties or something. And every time she did it, every time she said it, it was like making my flesh crawl. No! It was like, I felt like I had little sand creatures crawling up my hands. So
kitties.
But I just said,
here we are, kitties.
I found her a little bit annoying. But as I say, you can't blame the actors and the actresses.
Mark Gatiss.
It was a little bit weak, wasn't it?
No.
But I guess his idea. There were some people that when they were talking about this were saying the story was really weak, and I didn't think its story. It wasn't that much to the story, even though it was really hard to follow and understand. But it was quite a basic concept.
Yeah.
And that worked fine to me. It's just for me. It's purely, I think, the strength of the episode, which was doing something different, was also to me the weakness, because I really struggled to watch it from that camera angle.
I don't think personally, and he's a top choice, that Mark Gatiss should become the showrunner, because there's a lot of people that don't like his episodes. There's a lot of episodes that are hated by people. You've got Robot Sherwood, this one, Idiot's Lantern, Victory of the Daleks, Night Terrors. I think there's a lot of episodes which aren't very liked by the overall viewers, and they just say, yeah, he should be the next showrunner, and they're against Stephen Moffat. However, they don't like Mark Gatiss's episodes. So
there is one difference.
I think Jamie Matheson or someone like that should become the showrunner. However likely it is for Mark Gatiss to become showrunner.
I guess the only sort of counter argument to that is that one of the constraints that Mark Gatiss would have is that he's working to a basic concept that Stephen Moffat will give him.
Yeah.
And maybe if you gave him a complete free rein, maybe he'd come up with something better.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, his stuff on League of Gentlemen was always really, really original. Very off the wall.
But the thing is, what about all of those other writers that have been given ideas from Stephen Moffat, like Jamie Matheson and stuff?
Yeah.
Even Coeric Early died, and Jamie Matheson isn't a bad writer because of the plots that another writer has given him.
No, not at all. I just think different people will respond differently to that sort of challenge. I mean, you got to look at some of his stories have been really good.
Yeah, Crimson Horror, Cold War.
Yeah.
Unquite Dead. I think Idiot's Lantern was quite good.
I've not seen it, so I can't comment.
So a bit underrated.
Perhaps but whilst we're talking about this, I mean, last week we did a bit of a run through of Mark Gatiss's episode. Where would you place it?
I think it's like near the middle, like 5th or something, 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
I ranked them all today, so I think it came about 4th or 5th in my overall list of Mark Gatiss episodes because, have you got a bit of sleep dust?
No, I said something about like a fly or something like that. Yeah. Maybe it's a fly monster. Yeah,
Sandmen have become flies.
Yeah. It was an interesting episode. I know quite a few people said that when they watched it the second time round, it was better, and it's that in itself is quite interesting insofar as a lot of the power of this episode was the fact that it was quite like a horror film, and therefore the first time you watch it is usually going to be the best time you watch it.
I don't know because I haven't watched it the second time round. It was hard when the episode was on because usually I know whether it's going to be one of the best second time or not because like Into the Dalek and Time Heist last year, I knew were going to be ones better the second time, but like The Caretaker and stuff weren't as good the second time.
Yeah.
So, and Listen probably as well. So, it sort of loses the effect, whatever it is sometimes. But I'm really unsure about this one.
I think the key thing is that I think we should congratulate both Moffat and Gatiss for trying something different.
Yeah.
It's probably fair to say that it didn't fully work, but at least it was something different. I think I'd rather watch this than, say, seeing them churn out another episode of them running around the space station.
What do you think about the theme tune not being there? Because do you think it was strong enough to be the one without the theme tune? Do you think it needed the theme tune?
I'm not somebody that was overly concerned, but I know there was quite a few comments on the articles I saw where people were saying it's disgraceful that the first episode where they don't have the theme tune is a weak episode like this. I don't think that makes any difference whatsoever. I mean, in my mind, it worked not having the theme tune because of the concept they were going for, which was the sort of point of view type one. So it didn't need to have a theme tune. It doesn't make any difference really whether it's the strongest episode or the worst episode. It didn't need the theme tune for it. It fitted the atmosphere of it to dispense with it. Should
we give our overall thoughts then? Should I go first?
Yeah, you go first.
And our rankings. So, first up, I'm going to give my little thing of what I thought overall. Mm-hmm. So, a very experimental episode, which could have been executed a tiny bit better. But we congratulate the writer, Mark Gatiss, for a very experimental and different story. However, Mark Gatiss could have done much better, like we've seen. The supportive cast were quite weak. However, it was quite good to see like perspectives of characters, and that in itself was very different. The Sandmen were quite weak as an idea, but they looked cool, and the ending was very creepy, and there were some funny lines. So, however much I like or don't like this episode, I'm going to give it a 7.9.
Okay. Nice one.
You give your roundup bit first, and then you give the score.
Well, let me think about this. What he said.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I'll be saying that all series probably. So, experimental episode. It was one where coming into the week, I thought it could go either way insofar as there'd been very little said about this episode, and that could have been for one or two reasons. They didn't want to give away too much from the concept, or it was a bit weak. I think it was the fact that it was experimental was good, but I'm not convinced it was a success.
Yeah.
The supporting characters weren't really given enough character to be able to hold their own amongst some very strong supporting characters that we've seen this season. It seemed a shame moving away from the two-part concept.
Yeah. But they kind of needed it. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure I could have faced another episode where it was done with those camera angles again, following on. But wouldn't it have been interesting if the second part of the story wasn't done point of view?
Yeah.
The main sort of thing coming out of it for me, the final bit of my little summary is, if the Doctor got into his TARDIS saying he didn't understand what was going on, what hope did the rest of us have? I certainly still very confused by now. I'm still not really sure whether I liked it or didn't like it, and therefore on the basis of that, I think I'll probably give it a 7.6.
Okay, it's probably is it the first 7 this series?
Yes, I think it probably is.
Is it?
It's definitely, to me,
is it our lowest score?
It's definitely the weakest one for me. Definitely the weakest one.
First 7 of the series.
Is that what that little diddy was for?
No, I didn't mean that to happen.
So,
it happened. So,
do you think tonight is going to be better?
Well, I'm just trying to find the synopsis. But this week was production week for it, and it's obviously called Face the Raven tonight. So
Facing the Raven consist of?
So we find out. So let me read the synopsis to you.
Okay.
So the Doctor and Clara, with their old friend Rigsy, find themselves in a magical alien world, hidden on a street in the heart of London. Sheltered within are some of the most fearsome creatures of the universe, and Ashildr. And then in brackets it says Maisie Williams. We know that. With a death sentence hanging over their heads, not all of the intruders will get out alive. So it's on at 8:10 and it's 50 minutes long this week. So, what do you think of that little synopsis then? Be cool.
Hello, I'm over here.
Sorry.
I don't think I like little synopsis. I think it poses a lot of interesting questions, actually, doesn't it? I think it certainly, having seen the trailer for it at the end of the last episode, you get the impression it's going to be a lot stronger.
Yeah.
But I love the whole idea of there being little secret hidden roads. I think that's fantastic.
I need to go a second, but you keep talking about like what you think.
I think it's going to be great to see Ashildira again and find out what she's got up to in the meantime. It's going to be intriguing to see what facing the Raven constitutes, and also be interesting to see what is really going to happen with poor Clara. The clip Lewis and myself watched earlier on was quite an interesting one, because it had Clara sort of hanging out of the TARDIS and screaming with joy as she did so. So whereas most of us would have been pooping our pants, I think Clara seemed to be really loving the whole thrill of it.
I think from that clip we saw, that second clip from the Graham Norton show, it looked like Clara is becoming a lot more like the Doctor, becoming reckless. She doesn't care what happens, because she knows the Doctor's going to save her somehow. She knows she's going to get out of it. Yeah. But this time, someone's going to face the Raven, and
someone's going to face the Raven.
And it's predictable that it could be Clara, but I've got a feeling that it's going to be the Doctor, and something's going to happen, so he goes into Heaven Sent on his own.
Could be.
Heaven sent the Doctor.
Do you think that
Hellbent Missy?
Do you think that what we could be seeing is Clara not dying as such, but being stranded in this London street? Maybe. Can be interesting. This is the episode where early on, when they were talking about it, they were saying about there being like loads and loads of cliffhangers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in itself, that's quite exciting, isn't it?
Exciting, yeah.
Yeah. Have you got any more news on this particular episode? Normally you have your
hints and teasers.
So
as well as every week, as well as doing like a little synopsis and discussing the clips and trailers, we do some teasers and trailers for the episode. So this is the first set. Opening line: I told you it would work. The Doctor's new look needs no introduction. Still saving the world from me, then? Don't read too much into it, but something from under the lake returns. You flooded his brain with rectum. Kids, remember 82. I want your personal guarantee that will not endanger another. They're not just street lamps. Flee across all of time and all of the universe, and it will still find you. Good cop, bad cop. At least give him a merciful death. You really think I could lose you now?
Intriguing. And do we have a second?
Yeah, but what do you think about those? What about something from Under the Lake returns?
Yeah.
What do you think that could be?
I really don't know. I really don't know.
Well, when we listen back to this, if we listen back to this,
probably still won't know. If it's anything like a lot of these hints and teasers, they often completely baffling.
But yeah, I think we'll think ourselves stupid, maybe. Because it's probably going to be obvious when we've watched it.
Yeah, could be.
It could be something really stupid, like some of these hints and teasers are, like the the Doctor has one of the Doctor has one of his roundels that were used in Under the Lake. Out of there. I don't know.
Yeah, they have to be back on it. So
Something rubbish like that.
What's the second tier of hints and teasers?
So the Doctor would never let you do this. Rule 101 is more than 102. So why'd she lie? Unless she had something to hide. One sees into the future, the other into the past. There's something very wrong with her. This is someone Clara mentioned in the opener. You cut me out of the deal. This was last seen in The Witch is Familiar. Clara, you didn't. Me equals. Please, no resistance. You've already lost. I'll rain hell on you for the rest of time. Now me, which we assume is Maisie Williams, must be 5 letters. Missy. I don't know.
Dun, dun, dun. Interesting.
Could be Missy. Missy.
I wonder what's going to happen. Because we didn't know, did we, early on, that Ashwell Deer was coming back?
No, we only knew that quite recently.
Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting to see what really is going on there. Will this be the last time we see her, or will it leave it open for future?
I think they want to leave it open because Maisie Williams is a good casting.
What do you think? What do you think about this whole idea of the tattoo with the time in it?
I think that's a really different idea. I mean, I like these weird timing sort of things, like Mummy on the Orient Express when they had that 66 seconds to live.
Yeah.
Now they've got like 538 minutes to live. Really obscure timings.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that is true. So, have we got any other thoughts on this? So
the trailer, the TV trailer, has Clara saying, "Goodbye, Doctor. Let me be brave. Let me be brave. Let me be brave." Do you think that'll be Clara's farewell, or do you think they're tricking us?
I think they're probably tricking us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I think it will probably be a farewell episode, or she may be featured in others.
Pictured in Hell Ben.
Yeah.
As a waitress.
Yes, is that the final one? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. She is, but maybe it's not a full role. But having said that, they did say right from the beginning, didn't they, that she was going to be in every episode? Didn't they say that she was going to be in the whole of this series? But that doesn't necessarily mean that something won't happen to her and she's only in flashback or something like that.
It doesn't mean because
it
doesn't mean she's in every single episode if it's the whole series. She might be in the last. I don't think she'll be in next week's, which is Heaven Sent, because that's the one-hander and maybe two-hander with the Veil, played by Colony South guy, Snakey.
Yeah. Do you think when it sort of reminds me of that I know we're going off on a little bit of a tangent, but when you said that it's played by the same guy that played Colony Sarf, do you think the Veil is going to be Colony Sarf as such? Do you think it's going to be the same character or look the same, or do you think it's just the fact that it's the same actor?
I don't know. This was last used in Witch is Familiar.
Oh. And what is the Raven? Do you think the Raven is linked to the Veil? I think
it might be.
And who's that woman with the 2 faces?
Yeah.
Who we've seen in the trailer?
That looks weird.
That's quite.
The promo pics we saw her in.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Well, that was the other thing, wasn't it? Somebody pointed out in the comments, I think, when we were looking at the various promo pics, that there wasn't that many featuring Clara, and the ones that were all from the same scenes. Did it indicate that possibly she's not going to have a really big part in this?
The Doctor Who TV spoiler-free one review says at the end there's a big cliffhanger right at the end, near the end. I mean, so I don't think she'll be in one scene because there's all that Rigsy stuff that builds into it.
Yeah. And is this a standalone episode in its own right? Or?
No, because I think there's been things saying that it could kind of be classed as a 3-parter.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's like Utopia and Sound of Drums and stuff,
Mhm.
where this one's like a standalone story. You can watch it standalone, but it leads into the next story. Like the first part, you don't think it's going to be like linked, but I think as it progresses, you will realise that it leads in heavily to the finale too.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
So should we move on to the news?
Yes, let's move on
So
to
it's
news.
on at
Time to get on, isn't it?
8:10 tonight, so
Yeah.
don't miss it.
I will miss it, unfortunately, but I will watch
but
it when I get back
Make sure
from tonight. Either I'll watch it about 1 o'clock in the morning.
make sure you watch it as quick as possible.
I will do. Yeah, I'll probably try and watch it about 1 o'clock in the morning. I'd imagine.
So let's start with ratings
Ooh,
this week. So the overnight figures was a solid 4 million,
okay.
which is all right actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't really too bad.
No, what was the AL?
AI
AI.
is
I knew I thought, is it AI or AL? If I say AL, it's going to be AI.
it's the lowest one that I can remember.
Whatever.
That I can remember.
Yeah.
It's 78.
That is quite low, isn't it?
And last week's was 84.
Yeah.
I mean, Woman Who Lived, everyone thought that was a disappointing AI with 82. No, 81.
Yeah.
Because, and it said on Doctor Who News, I think, that End of the World and Rose were with 76, but that was a previous AI system.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I think it's a very low rating, but it's still all right.
It's still alright, yeah. I think the thing is with that episode, so we're going back to reviewing Sleep No More again, aren't we, to a certain extent? But I think it's always going to be one of these episodes that people either like or dislike.
I don't think it's an episode that you just say to someone, watch this and you'll be obsessed with Doctor Who.
No. And yet the funny thing about
Zygon Inversion is one of those episodes, but not this one.
The odd thing about it is that in many ways the concept of it was fairly similar to perhaps the concept of something like Blink. But with Blink, you could recommend that to someone and people would watch it as a standalone. But I don't think you necessarily could with Sleep No More.
I think Sleep No More is a very split opinion episode. Some people really hate it, some people really love it.
Yeah.
But there's always people who hate it.
Yeah.
And there's true. Always, even if it's a mostly hated episode, there's always at least one person who loves it.
Yeah. That is true. So what other non-Sleep No More news do we have?
Well, we've got the Zygon Inversion final ratings,
okay,
which was 6.03 million.
So how did that rate with alongside others?
So Zygon Invasion, the first part, the final was 5.76.
Okay, so
the
more
finale for Sleep No More, final Sleep No More ratings have not yet been revealed. So,
but how did the Zygon one overall compare with perhaps say the 8th night ones?
Which means
the Dalek one. What was it? What were the figures like in comparison to say Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar?
What, the finals?
Yeah.
So the Magician's Apprentice was 6.54, and Witch's Familiar was 5.71.
And so what were the Zygon ones?
5.76 and 6.03.
Okay, so all about the same then.
They're all around 6 million. Well, high 6 millions, middle, high 5 millions, middle 6 millions, sort of.
And we've not yet
place.
got the iPlayer figures built into this, have we?
No, I don't think we do. So
I think they'll go up a lot then.
I don't know when they're actually going to count the iPlayer ones.
Yeah.
Because they haven't for any episodes, but we will keep you updated for when the iPlayer ratings are finally included.
Oh, excitement.
So we don't have the synopsis because, you know, we've done them all. That's what we did the final two, didn't we?
We did, yeah. Yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Well, so give it a while and we'll get the Christmas one.
yeah, when we know the name.
Yeah,
But
we don't yet, do we?
I guess we'll know at the end of the finale.
Do you remember that moment after Death in Heaven when Santa Claus
Nick
came in?
Frost
And I must confess, I was thinking
walked in.
this Christmas episode could be really, really rubbish.
Even though Nick Frost plays Santa.
I love Nick Frost, but I was looking at it and I thought this just could be really stupid. But actually, it wasn't. It was a cracking episode.
It was.
Anyway, that was another side.
So, BBC confirms extended length season finale.
Oh,
So, no synopsises, but we still got some finale news. The BBC has confirmed that the season 9 finale will have an extended runtime. So, Hellbent premieres in an hour and 5-minute time slot on Saturday, 5th of December at 8 p.m. till 9:05 p.m.
how does that compare with last year with Death in Heaven?
It was an hour last year.
Oh, was it? So
So it's
season
5
longer.
minutes.
Oh, right. Okay. I was thinking Death in Heaven was longer than that.
What? How long did you think it
I was
was?
thinking it was about an hour and a half.
No.
No?
Mm.
Okay.
Maybe you're thinking of it both together, because
Yeah,
both
yeah.
together an hour and for 50 minutes.
So it makes like a film length, doesn't it, if you put them together?
Yeah. It makes an even longer film length when you put this year's finale together, because Heaven Sent will also run longer with a 55-minute slot from 8:05 till 9 p.m. So at the moment, it's getting longer and longer. So last Sleep No More was, we're going back to this again. Sleep No More was 45 minutes from 8:15 till 9.
Mm-hmm.
This week's is 50 minutes from 8:10 till 9.
Yeah.
Then next week's is 55 minutes from 8:05 till 9.
Dun, dun, dun.
So it gets 5 minutes earlier every week, but
Yes.
the ending time never changes.
No, that's fine. Excellent.
Hmm.
Good.
So maybe they're changing this year. They're not actually keeping a actual time each week. They're actually keeping the end time each week.
Yeah. Yeah, no, maybe that's what it is. But I think in the end, at least what they're saying, what they seem to be saying is, we'll tell you the story in however long it's going to take us to tell it. So, do we have other news?
Yes.
I know
So
the news is a little bit light, isn't it, at the moment?
it is, but we've got so art and early details have been released for the UK DVD and Blu-ray of season 9,
Ooh. So what does that say then?
part 2.
Part 2.
So, this year's home release is split into 2 parts, with part 1 out now and part 2 due 4th of January 2016, in time for my birthday.
Oh, so they always time it really well, don't they? 'Cause
Yeah.
they always time it so it's either near your birthday or Christmas.
The DVD contains the last 6 episodes of season 9, plus exclusive mini documentaries on how each story was created. A complete box set will be released later in 2016. So that's the cover.
Oh, okay. So we've got the Doctor pointing.
You can see it in the show
You
notes.
can see in the show notes with the Zygon shadow, the Doctor pointing out, and Clara wearing a jumper very similar to the jumper I'm wearing whilst recording this
And very
episode.
similar to the one that she's wearing when she's in Face the Raven.
Oh, so
So,
there we have it.
Looks like a shot from Face the Raven with the superimposed Zygon behind.
Yeah.
So it contains Zygon Invasion, Zygon Inversion, Sleep No More, Face the Raven, Heaven Sent, Hellbent, and Doctor Who Extra behind the scenes.
Oh.
I've got a couple of things to say. First up, we've only got, after this one tonight, we've only got the finale.
Crumbs. Yeah.
Oh,
But we were saying earlier on, it's an odd one because in one respect you look at it and you think, the end of the series already, sob, boo-hoo. But then you also look at it and think, well, it seems a long time ago that the Doctor was facing hand mines
I know.
on Skaro. So-
and then he went, Bathwath.
You did.
Remember that in Behind the
I
Sofa?
do remember
Bathwath.
that. I
My
do
name
remember.
is Bathwath. Right. So, what I hate about Doctor Who Extra now, I like Doctor Who Extra, but what I don't like is that it's not in full.
Yeah. It's like loads of little clips, isn't it? Yeah, whereas it just means you have to keep clicking on different links, and then we're
I wish
we're a
it
lazy
just-
nation now.
I wish it
Can't
could
bother
be.
to multi-click.
I wish it could be like a 15 minutes like it used to be
Yeah.
last year. Why do they have to make it hard for themselves and us?
Cutbacks at the BBC, that's what it is.
Why?
Cutbacks at the BBC.
Why can't they just put them all together?
Because it involves more editing.
Doesn't it involve more editing, putting the theme tunes in each clip?
Maybe, but I don't know, because you'd probably still have to. They could put it all in one video thing, and just have like a screen that flashed up saying, clip 2 or something like that. But if you had to have you had to pay for somebody to actually do all the in between bits. Maybe it costs more. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking rubbish. Maybe we should offer to do it. Maybe
Yeah.
we should offer to actually be the link people.
The link people.
Yeah.
So you can see in the show notes a sneak peek for the Tennant and Tate audio return.
Oh no.
Should we listen to that later? Because
Okay.
I
Okay.
later we'll listen to it because I have listened to it. And bad news for you, it's just like the David Tennant and Donna era. All over again in audios.
Am I the only person though that really hates Donna? Because it pretty much
Well, they're doing it all over again in audios.
I think I am the only person that really hates that era. I think I am because like we've been watching a lot of the interviews, haven't we, on the fan show where they have got sort of various vloggers and other guest stars, and one of the questions they ask is which companion you most like. Is that what the question is?
Yeah.
And most of them say Donna, and I say, if you like Donna, I don't want to meet you.
How dare you? Oh.
I don't know. I'm not
That's
sure my
rude.
own because most people seem to sort of say that there was great chemistry between the 10th Doctor and Donna. And they're probably, I can see where people are coming from because I think there is the whole thing of they do seem like they are good friends. But to me, it would be like if you had two really annoying people as friends, which is quite likely because there's a lot of people that are annoying in a group. It'd be like having them come round.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
So Capaldi was on the Graham Norton show last night, joining Graham Norton, obviously, actor Tom Hanks, and comedian David Walliams. So, speaking about the public attention that comes with the role, Capaldi said, "The Doctor is a magical figure and exists more powerfully in the imagination than he does on screen. So when fans see you in the street, maybe a trap street, I don't know, that isn't in there, and not looking too cosmic with the shopping bag and milk, they still see Doctor Who and they scream. Kids throw their arms around you because they see the character. It is delightful." He adds, "I don't mind giving autographs, but sometimes they end up on eBay for 20 quid soon after, and that's not quite the spirit of the thing. A selfie is lovely as it's a token of the moment. Sometimes you see someone on the fringes with a phone who you think wants a selfie, and that you should ask them. Then, unfortunately, sometimes you do ask them, and they say no."
That's funny.
So Capaldi also talks about Face the Raven, and some may consider it spoilery, and may want to watch and read after the episode's broadcast. So you can catch it on iPlayer, I think. But you can see that in the show notes if you want to, but I'm not clicking show because both for me, Decool here, and you in the audience, I don't want to spoil anything.
Because we like teasers because they're pleasers. But we
Don't like spoilers
because they're
Annoyers.
Yeah, that's right. I was trying to remember that. Okay, is that all the news?
Yes.
In which case, that moves us on to our final item today on this week's show.
Best companion exits, because tonight, it's highly possible that Jenna Coleman will leave the role as Clara. We've been speculating and getting excited for the moment for 10 whole weeks, and maybe 12 if she's in it till the finale.
So I actually think what's going to happen is she'll be out right at the beginning of it. They'll be flying around the TARDIS and she'll fall out.
No, onto the trap street, and then the Cyberman kills her.
Or maybe she won't even get that far. Maybe she'll just be speared on the.
No, she goes there.
Speared on the shard.
Let me be bright. No, she gets speared on the shard, and then the 11th Doctor rides up her.
You could do, yeah.
No.
So what do we, companions, what do you think's the saddest exit ever?
I mean, an effective one, even though me and my mum were dancing around because we wanted it to happen and we knew it was going to happen. We were dancing around doing da 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 da. Was the Adric death?
Yeah.
It's emotional, but at the same time, it's a da 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 moment because I hate Adric.
Aw, poor Adric.
I hate him.
The Amy ending was.
Oh, of course, I forgot about
was
that.
very powerful, wasn't it? Because she didn't really die. The great thing about that was she felt really sad, but actually she lived a full life, didn't she? She didn't die.
What's good about the Weeping Angels is they're threatening, but they're not as threatening as you think they are, because you still live a full life, but it's sort of weakened a little bit because you lose all of your family, but at the same time you're living, and it's a bit weakened because it's back in time. So
I think that was really powerfully captured, wasn't it, in the episode Blink, when Sally Sparrow meets her boyfriend and he's like an old man.
Yeah.
That's a really powerful moment. So Amy obviously was lived to death.
Yeah.
Didn't she? She lived a life. She was sent back in time.
Let's think.
Other sad ones.
I know you hate her, but the Donna ending is quite emotional and different. It kind of is a copy of the Jamie and Zoe exit, but used in a different way, because Donna is mind wiped of all of her adventures. She'd mind wiped of the Doctor, all of her adventures, all she's been through, and if she knows about the Doctor, then she dies. She's blown up, and I know what you'd do. You'd say, "Oh, remember the Doctor."
Well, I was just thinking that if there was any way that I could be mind wiped, so I didn't have to remember the Donna episode, so I'd quite willingly take it. Mind wipe me, please.
Why if you listen to a podcast? Oh yeah, the Doctor and Donna were flopping.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from though, actually, with that one. Do you think in many respects...
Oh, Sarah Jane as well. That's a good one.
That's a good one, but it's not necessarily a sad one, is it?
It's just... We're not doing sad ones.
Oh, no, I
We're just doing best ones.
I mean,
we can do sad ones, but best ones, Sarah Jane is one of them.
Yeah, it is a really
and
good one.
You could kind of say Clara's attempted exit at the end of Death in Heaven, and I thought that would be a really nice scene to end Clara's
that would have been
time. But Stephen Moffat had to hug on to her and had to keep her for even longer.
Yeah. What about when you get... I mean, as you know, Leela's my favourite.
Yes.
Companion ever.
I do.
Leela's exit was quite good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I mean, it was very much of the old style of exits where people just left, didn't they? There's something would happen in their life where...
It was an alright exit. It wouldn't be really one. The only reason you're choosing it is because you like your favourite companion is Leela.
Mm-hmm.
I love Leela in Doctor Who. I wouldn't say that would be one of the ones I'd first pick out. One of the ones I'd first pick out, even though it is one of those exits, is the first ever exit with Susan.
Yeah, no, definitely that's a real big one, isn't it? What about when you take somebody like Tegan?
Tegan, it's a bit abrupt. It's one of those just leave ones, but I think it's quite good.
Yeah, I like the fact that when they've gone, it then flashes back to her, and she has that sort of. I think you get that element of doubt. Wouldn't you love there to be a series where you find out what happened to all of the companions afterwards?
Yeah, an episode on each of the companions.
Or even if there was
Chameleon.
Just like
you can't do a chameleon one.
Even if you just had a book of what happened to them afterwards, that would be quite good.
Chapter 1, Susan. Yeah. David Campbell and Susan walked across London streets. It was desolate, deserted after the Dalek invasion of 2164.
What companion out of all of the companions, other than Sarah Jane, do you think would have had adventures after their time with the Doctor?
I don't know. I think Leela. Leela, because
Romana, presumably.
Romana, yeah, because of the Gallifrey. She apparently becomes president of Gallifrey.
No,
so
is that canon?
Audio.
Okay, right, okay.
But it's non-canon, really.
Because she was sort of left, if I remember rightly, when she left the series, didn't she? Oh, I think it was someone else. Who was it that actually stayed? Oh, no.
That was Leela.
No, it wasn't Leela. It's not Leela I'm thinking of. What's the other time lady? Not Romana. What's she time lady? What's the other Peter Davidson companion?
Nyssa?
Nyssa.
Yeah, she didn't stay on Gallifrey, though.
Not Gallifrey, no, but she stayed. She
helped someone.
She was helping someone on some sort of like
Lazar's disease
planet
because of the disease that was there. The Lazar's.
And she decided to stay, didn't she?
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to her. Did she have other adventures?
I don't know. Did she die of the Lazar's disease?
We'll never know.
She was trying to defend them.
Yeah.
We'll never know. Maybe the book will come up. Maybe we should publish a book called Doctor Who: The Companions afterwards.
What I want to know is, and you'll probably be able to tell me the answer to this. What happened to Martha at the end?
Well, it was just one of those. It's the only one in New Who where it's not really a strong exit. It's just her leaving.
Yeah, because
I need to protect my family, she said, and she went off.
Yeah, because normally most of them actually now with companions, the companions are just far stronger, aren't they?
Like Donna and Rose and Amy got really strong exits.
Yeah. So. Because they seem to have far more of a story supporting the companion nowadays.
Martha was one of those ones which was a bit more like Classic Who.
Yeah.
And the exit was a bit more like Classic Who. I need to protect my family. I've got bored of this. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Or it may also have something to do with the fact that the 10th Doctor was always a bit offish with her.
Yeah.
He always wanted.
That was one of the reasons.
Yeah, he was like, Donna was his best mate. Rose was like his girlfriend, and then Martha was sort of like
a person.
It was like he was on the rebound a little bit from Rose. It's sort of like, you're not quite as good as Rose.
You're all right though.
Yeah. Personally, I'd rather travel with Martha than Rose, wouldn't you?
Or Donna. Yeah, Martha.
Definitely more so than Donna, but also I think the main reason I wouldn't want to travel with Rose is in case she brought her mum with her.
Hello!
So that would be awful.
So should we end it there?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so
we'll report next week as to what ending happens to Clara, if anything happens.
So next week it's episode 135 of the podcast, where we review Face the Raven. But will it be as good as we want it to be?
Well, who knows? Who knows? We'll also be doing a preview for the next episode, which name I've forgotten.
Heaven Sent. Which is a one-hander, so going to be excited for that.
Yeah.
We've got some news.
Hopefully. I'm sure we'll have some news. Yeah. And we'll have an article at the end where we'll probably talk about... I've got an idea for us.
What?
Best Doctor Who dialogues.
Yeah.
How about that? Probably forget that for next week, but I think that might be quite a good one, mightn't it?
Yeah. So that's the end. Make sure to tune in to Doctor Who live tonight at 8:10 p.m. where we see the return of Rigsy and Ashildr as the Doctor and Clara try to discover a trap street, and we'll be reviewing that next week, same time, same day. Not same day, same Saturdays. Saturday. Next Saturday, same place, same time, 4:00. Hope you've enjoyed the show, and
if I
we
could just quickly sort of say, if you've enjoyed this show, we're going to be launching hopefully very, very shortly our Behind the Sofa The Lodger episode, which tune in and watch us chatting about that.
And if you've enjoyed our podcast and our review, then you can go to the season 9 reviews playlist where you can see all 9 of our series 9 reviews so far. So we'll be back next week for more chat, tangents and reviews. I'm Lewis Moon.
And I'm Decool.
Signing off. Goodbye.